I want to talk about this part because I talked about the Marvelification of
Yes.
Percy, like trying to turn him into like a Marvel superhero or a comic book hero or something.
I don't care about pain anymore. More important than pain is the sin pulse that's rising within me.
When that's not who he is at all. Um, and this scene is one
Body. But why? She didn't know about my weak spot. No one did.
because we talked before many times about how the fandom sometimes tries to say there's like what they call dark Percy. And I'm like,
Yes.
dark Percy doesn't exist. Like, what does that even mean? This scene is one of the scenes people bring up when I ask people like what is dark Percy? This is one of the scenes that people use as an example of him being like quote unquote dark. And I am just how? Like when I
Yeah.
read this scene, I was like genuinely how is this dark? He is he is protecting her and
Yeah.
he's like finding a way to keep her safe after she just got hurt protecting him. He feels really bad about that she got hurt trying to help him. But either way, it's like this is somebody he loves, that he cares about. He's telling everybody back off, like stay away
Yeah.
from this person because they're important to me. But that is not dark. That is not bad. That is not like towing the line of like being going like angry or vindictive in like a a dark, I guess, way. And it's just so weird how people talk about him doing like these big kind of like fight scenes, and that's what I mean by like trying to turn him into a superhero when he is
Hmm.
not. The motivations that he has are nothing like how people describe him. Like not like the characters in the books. Fans.
Good. I've been here.
The Hellhound lunges at him and he sidesteps it before thinking about even hurting it and has to literally mentally tell himself, this is not Miss O'Leary. It's okay if I kill this Hellhound.
Is this the person people think would want to join Luke?
Luke had been twisted and evil long before Kronos possessed him. Just to give like a character of who he thinks Luke is.
Thanks, Rick.
Yep.
Everyone's so afraid of him and because he doesn't even know how powerful he is. And it's not that he doesn't know, he just doesn't care. He
Yeah.
doesn't think that that makes him a good person. He doesn't care. Like he just doesn't care about that stuff. He doesn't think that it makes him a good hero because he can be violent. He's just like this is just a means to an end. And especially reading him protecting Annabeth, I'm like, have you guys never had people in your life that you would protect? Because I definitely have. I literally protected most people, my mom and my sister, for years from my dad. Do it with Mandy online. Like, you will die if you are mean to her. I don't
Yeah.
care. People
Yeah.
like Percy is like that. You're very protective of the people that you love. Percy, um, people talk about him, I think, as if he has like more friends than he does. Like the
Hmm.
people that he actually trusts are like his mom and Paul, Chiron. He trusted
Grover.
Charlie, but Charlie's dead. And he trusts Annabeth and Grover, and that's it. You could have said that he trusts Thalia.
Hmm.
You could say that he trusted Clarice, but that's over now. At least in this book, he definitely can't trust
Yeah.
her right now. But even before that, he wasn't completely sure. There's not that many people that he just knows that he can go to with anything and they will help him. Even Nico in this book messed up that feeling of trust that he was building with him. And so to have somebody go after one of the people that he does trust, that he knows that he cares a lot about, that is what he's just protecting them. And the way that people are like, "Oh, he's so dangerous in this scene and everyone should be afraid because of how powerful he is." It just feels really weird because it feels like the people who love this book series dehumanizing him by trying to
It's
turn him into
yeah.
like Superman, or he is like Superman actually, but like a superhero that is like doing big moves to like show off or whatever, or just doing things in that sort of universe where when people fight, they're always doing these like crazy big like battle moves and with like super strength and all these other things going on. Um, and you don't really question like them doing all these crazy things. It's just part of like superhero battles. But Percy's a kid.
Yeah.
He's a kid. He's not even, he's about to be 16. He's a kid and he's being left alone and he's just, and he can't tell anybody how like there's a part during these chapters where he's, you know, losing hope that they're going to win, but he's just, and he's thinking about how he can't tell anybody else what he's actually feeling because he has to be the one to like give everybody else hope that things are going to be okay. Even if he thinks it's not going to be, he can't actually tell anybody that because he's the one, he's the leader. And so it's like, he's a kid just trying to protect people that he loves. And he uses that stuff because he knows it will get their attention. It will make people stop. But it's not like he's doing it because he's so big and powerful and tough and wants to like assert that. He has to do that in this battle. Like, oh, I forgot to say this earlier, but one of our regular people for a long time, they left a comment on one of the shorts that we were talking about Percy's fatal flaw. And it was one of the ones where I was talking about that his fatal flaw is not what Athena says it is. And he's like, its fatal flaw is wrath. And I was like, God, that is actually what it is. Because it's not like being so loyal that you know, he doesn't do that. Every single book, there's a time where he could be so loyal that it messes everything up, but he doesn't do it ever. But wrath is more like what it is. And it's like, it almost comes out when you're angry at yourself more than anything else. That you have that like overwhelming like anger towards something that you then start taking it out on. And like for him during this part, it's these people hurting demigods, knowing that they don't deserve it. And it comes out with him like screaming at them, being like, if you go closer to Annabeth, I will actually kill you right now. But it's not because he's like on the edge or he's wanting to kill people or be a murderer or something. It's because he has to in order to protect them. Every other thing that I've tried so far hasn't worked. So this is where I have to go to get you to back off. Like, I'm thinking of like when Epic the Musical people were like going in on us and like going in on you. I was like, never mind. Like, I'm not going to sit here and watch them go in on my best friend. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the Percy move and insult them to their face so that they come after me instead. And I can handle them because they're idiots. And so I just made a bunch of videos where they all started being mad at me instead. And I deleted all their comments that I didn't like. And I called them childish for not knowing how to talk about Medusa when Walker, when he was 14, knew how to understand that there were two different myths about Medusa. And instead of them ever saying anything to you ever again, they all just take it out on me. Yeah. And I'm like, fine. Like, I'm not going to sit here. Like, you tried to talk to them. I tried to talk to them. We tried to say nothing for many days. If that's, when you try all these other things and nothing else works, then I'm just going to do that and be like really in your face about it because I know that's going to get your reaction and it's going to make you stop doing what you're doing right now. But like, I don't want to do that, but it's the only thing that I know that works against people when they're in that kind of place. I don't want to do that. But I have to. If you don't leave people alone, you have to do stuff like that sometimes to get them to back off. It's the only thing that makes people, when they're going over the line, back off, is if you do something that they see as more like challenging to them. And usually that's when they call you like crazy or whatever. I'm like, I don't care if you think that I'm crazy, as long as you stop talking. Like, call me whatever you want, but as long as you actually back off. But that's the only thing that ever works. Like, that's why I always go there with when people are going too far with how they're talking about abuse stuff, because it's the only thing that gets their attention. Otherwise, they would just keep going. And, like, I don't want to do that. Like, Percy doesn't want to do that. But, like, what other choice does he have? Ethan just tried to stab him to death. Yeah. And accidentally stabbed Annabeth instead. He has to do that in order to get this all to stop. And it works. They're scared enough by him that they back off. And the fight pretty much ends there because nobody wants to mess with him when he is pulling rank like that, when he usually doesn't. Like, this is the same person that was convincing himself that it's okay for him to kill hellhounds 5 minutes ago. Like, he is still that same person that was trying to convince himself to hurt dogs that are trying to kill him, and is trying to protect the Pegasus from being hurt by the battle that they're taking him in.
Yeah.
Like, this is the same guy.
Percy Jackson.